What up, players? It's Warboss Tay back up in this mode, and today we're going to finish our Chaos Warrior of Nurgle. I got a comment on my first video, or showcasing this guy, that, or the other guy, that there wasn't enough paint chips and rust and stuff, so I'm gonna try and alleviate that today. So let's get to it. First thing is, we're going to need some of the best color Citadel has ever made, Warboss Tay Green. And we are going to paint this on in random strips, or patches, I guess, rather. Anywhere along the sides. Like that. Or in, if you've got any like actual, if your shield or your armor or whatever has like little chips or scrapes molded or modeled onto it, then that's even better, like right up here, this one for example. The wash that we did in the last step of part 1 is really going to show you where those are. This is a painting technique that I use for my Blood Angels. If you look at my Project Blood Angels videos, technique is really simple, easy to do, and it looks really effective once it's done. The basic philosophy is you add this lighter paint to all of the edges where a paint chip might happen, and then we paint the actual chip inside. So it'll look kind of garish right now, but don't worry. We're going to fix it up in just a second. And on his knee pad, right over here, add some chip edge. To his helmet. We're really focusing on anywhere that might get lots of wear and tear from handling too much. So like right where the horns meet the helmet is a good spot. Okay. That's really the most you can do. You could do the shoulder armor or the elbow joints, but that is not necessary. For those of you who are waiting for the Savage Orc tutorial, that's coming soon. Oh, we also got to talk about Project Night Lords. The new book is so awesome. Yeah, and like you can see here, I'm not only sticking to the edges. You can also paint like chips right on a flat surface. Although flat surfaces aren't generally, like, I don't really like them as much. Okay, so now that we've painted that, we're gonna take some Caradon granite and we're gonna paint inside. And this is where it's actually gonna look like chipped paint. So you want to kind of keep the border of the Warboss Tay green color, and then just paint inside of it. Oops. There's a advanced technique. It's a little bit more involved than this. If you see, when you look at like Golden Demon winners and good, really good professional painters who do this kind of chip paint work on their armors without resorting to using the metallic paint, and that is really kind of what I'm emulating here with all this. Some people like to just go with straight Caridon granite, but I find that it draws the eye more when you have the lighter color as a border. Try to look at that right there in the knee joint. Right here. In the shoulder armor. So there is your chipped paint effect. If you are feeling really dangerous and exciting, then you could even go a step further and get some metallic paint. And then paint inside that. Here, let me show you what I mean. Take some mithril silver. Actually, chainmail would work even better, but I can't seem to locate it. And Igor has a day off, so I'll just demonstrate with this. You have your Caridon granite inside the rim of your green paint, and then you just add this mithril silver right in the middle of all that. So what it shows is the paint chipping away the border of that paint, and then this is the bare metal underneath. And the reason we're using a bright color like mithril silver, or more accurately chainmail, is because it is going to shine or pick up the light really effectively when you have such a dark background surface like this shield, you know, this dark green with the Agrax Earthshade on it. Sometimes it's good to have that bright contrast. You don't want to completely cover up the Caridon granite, but some scratches of mithril silver will really help. Okay, so there is the paint chipping. Now we are going to add rust. A lot of people debate when you should add the rust, before or after. I say you could do either. They're like interchangeable. And we're going to be using bestial brown, or whatever the new equivalent of bestial brown is. We're going to water it down a lot. And then we're going to paint it in various areas, nooks and crannies in the armor. So let's start with the shield. Kind of like wherever water would pool and gather. It's gonna have this unhealthy brown glow. We're also going to be painting it. The reason we water it down is because when it dries, it has this really nice caked on look. It's just so cool. So we're going to be painting it on the bottom of the eyes. And on the inside rim of the helmet. Like that. And then just in patches or various places around the shield and the armor. Once you get the general gist, then you can just kind of spread it around. As long as it's nice and wet, it won't dry very, it won't dry on thick, and it'll look good. But always attack the joints first. The perfect place, which is a good example, is where the horns meet the metal, meet the helmet. And finally, I'm gonna hit a little bit of the chainmail. Okay, so now we're painting this bestial brown into the corners of the axe. All over right there. Good. That is that. Now, I'm going to add our favorite verdigris. And for this we're going to need Hawk Turquoise, or the latest equivalent, which I think is something like Temple Guard Green or Sotek Green or something like that. It's another kind of lizard man-y color that looks like this Hawk Turquoise. And we are going to paint it in the rivets and around where any of this bronze brass material meets more bronze or brass. Just paint it randomly, like inside there. The line where the shoulder pad meets the neck part of the armor. You can see it in there. And the shoulder spike. I love this flash of bright blue color. It's that bestial brown though that really gives it that caked on, muddy / rusty appearance, which Nurglers love. Alright, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do a light dry brush on the back of this guy's cloak. And we're going to be using, let's see if we have the new colors out. That's Celestial Gray. Is it? It must be. It's, Celestial Gray, which is the color that we used in the first place. We're just building it back up. I'm going to be lightly dry brushing it on. making sure to paint from the top going down. Like that. Top going down, so let me show you, like, top feathers going down, top feathers going down. Or, I don't know, are these feathers? What are these things? I don't know. In the front over here, it's gonna get tricky. But you could still do it. Right, so I am going to let this guy dry for a while, and then we'll come back and we will finish up the model. I don't know if we want to do anything for the cloak. Should we? Yeah, if you want, you can just re-highlight or paint up using dried bark. You could dry brush this on, or actually layer paint it on. It's up to you. Myself, I'll show you dry brushing if you want to get these guys out quick and fast. There's nothing like dry brushing, because then you can really spend your time and energy focusing on the important parts of the model, which are the details that are going to stand out, like the verdigris, the bone, the weapons, the cloak the guy's wearing. This will help you whip through your armor faster. Okay, and gosh, one more thing we have to do with this cloak is there we go. We're gonna paint in some Carroburg Crimson, which I'm not even sure if it's gonna show up, but we're gonna try it just to see. We're gonna paint this into the folds of the cloak. Why? Why, Warboss Tay? I don't know. So try to keep it to the folds. I think it just evokes a much more evil, sinister look if it kind of looks like it. We're subtly alluding to the fact that this is, you know, somebody's skin or some creature's skin. So once you've gotten most of the wash in the folds, then you can do like a light glaze over the entire cloak. It's almost gonna change the color from that dark brown, rich dark brown, to this dark brownish red. Ta-da! So now I'm gonna finish the base, and we'll wrap up the video. But he's pretty much done. Actually, no, he's not done. Forgot the horns. We'll do the horns and then we'll finish. So we're gonna take the new Rackhearth flesh, and we're gonna paint up these horns with it. So you wanna wipe off most of your paint before you get started. Igor. Yes, master. What are you doing home? I gave you the day off. I know, but I went to the beach with my bikini top and everybody ran away. Well, you might as well make yourself useful. Get behind the camera. Alright, master. Okay. You can continue building up. You could leave it there, or you could continue building up. I'll show you what it looks like built up a little bit more. Commando khaki. As we build up, we're painting more towards the tip, leaving the darker parts at the base. Okay. And we're gonna finish this off with bleached bone. Kind of like my recipe for the stone horn bone ridges, just on a very smaller scale. So take whatever you want from this tutorial, use it to your heart's content. I'm taking a bunch of techniques that I learned and using them. If you don't like this much rust, if you don't like this much verdigris, then please, by all means, don't use as much, or don't put as much chips on the armor. It's really up to you. All of this is for you guys to have as options. Yeah, if you think it's too busy, then take and use what you want, leave the rest for the next person. And I'm gonna finish this base and we'll wrap this video up in just a second. Okay, so here's our Nurgle Warrior of Chaos. He's just about done. I did forget that we do need to paint up his staff, or his halberd, just a little bit before we can send him on his way. So we're gonna stick with the bestial brown theme and use that to paint up our staff. Or highlight up our staff, as it were. Let's see if we can get a good focus on that. There's a danger with Nurgle that you don't want it to be too filthy and dirty and stuff, or else it'll just look like you randomly splotched paint in different places of the model and are calling it, you know, oh, it's because he's Nurgle, so he's supposed to look sloppy like this. But my goal is that my models don't look sloppy, that there is an actual method to the madness. The last thing we're going to do is paint a little bit more Agrax Earthshade onto the halberd. And what that will do is give our bestial brown on the staff a different feel than the bestial brown that we're using as rust on the blade. There. See what I mean? So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your Nurgle Chaos Warrior. Hope you enjoyed it. And coming up next, oh yeah, you might notice that I painted out some of the scratch marks on the shield. I also wanted to show you a difference if we bring the what is this? The Wa flesh color back in to the bottom half of the shield. This is what it looks like. So you can either have this darker Agrax Earth shade on the top, or this color with just the Wa green underneath. Make the shield look more green, like Nurgle. But I kind of like the dirty green color. and with the rust and the chips and everything, I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm just going to be painting that Agrax Earthshade one more time into the recesses and such. And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, everybody, and stay tuned because my Savage Orc tutorial is almost finished filming. I have a little bit more to do for that, and yeah, and then we'll see what happens next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Here he is.